All right, so these are going to be the 3 extension exercises that we're going to do at home to help decrease your low back pain. If you did come in with anything down the leg, this will help as well. So the first thing I'm going to have my subject do is just prop himself up on his elbows as if he's a little kid watching TV. Head up, that's perfect. What you notice here is this kind of steep low back curve. This is taking pressure off the disc. And he's just going to hang out here and breathe. A couple of things here. I want the hamstrings to relax. I want the glutes to relax. And I also want him to do the best he can to relax the low back muscles as well. And he's just going to hang out here for about a minute or two. And of course, if you're a patient, then I'll be telling you exactly how long I want you to do this. The next progression is I'm going to have him put his hands where his elbows are. Then he's going to go down all the way first in a kind of a bottom of the push-up position. So again, keeping the glutes relaxed and the low back relaxed. He's going to only use his arms to peel his upper body off the table, keeping the fronts of his hips on the table. Might feel a hip flexor stretch, might feel an abdominal stretch in the front of his stomach there. And again, this is just working that extension in the spine. So if you could just do 3 more for me, nice and slow. So the idea with this is we're doing the same range of motion as the other exercise. First off, it's more range of motion. Secondly, it's repetitive movement as opposed to what we call a sustained position. So sometimes this is better for people, especially if the injury was a little bit more involving movement as opposed to like a posture. Good. And then if you go down, we'll do 1 more coming up. And if he hangs out here for a sec, take a nice full breath into your belly there. And as he breathes out, staying up, but let his hips and stomach sag towards the table here, he'll get a little bit more extension in the spine doing the breath. Perfect, and then back down. So this can be tough. I know it can feel like boot camp because you're doing a bunch of push-ups and triceps are really working hard. But ideally, we're doing that every 2 to 3 hours for 10 repetitions. Again, it's very short term just to get the pain down as quick as possible. The last variation, I'm going to have him stand on up here, actually. You can stand on that side there. And if your head is cut out, it's totally fine. So what I'm going to have him do is place his hands just above his hip or his belt line there. And then he's just going to use his hands as a reference. And he's going to kind of push himself back that way. So hips are coming forward, upper back going back. Perfect. That's plenty. And then come back. So I don't need you to feel like you're in Cirque du Soleil and that the back of your head or top of your head is going to touch the floor. Perfect. And then back. So again, another repetitive movement. This is often way more accessible for people at work or whatever because you don't want to get on the floor and do those press-ups. So these can be a substitute for different settings that you're in, as well as if your arms need a break from doing the press-ups, it's a really good way to get that movement in as well. So there's also one that you'll do probably 10 to 15 reps every 2 to 3 hours. Again, it's for a couple of days just to decrease your pain as quickly as possible.